Taylor Autumn Wish to help me set everything up because does not remember what the tablet is. So she had to give me some help, and we'll wait until people start getting in here to getting into topics. Leticia reared her interesting head, and she has drama worthy of her own, so we're going to end up doing Leticia first, as there is less material. So just kind of makes sense from a Roger point, because this Shanny stuff is like an endless stream of stupid. So, we'll just deal with the Shanny stuff here in a little while, and we'll do some Leticia talk first, but I'm going to wait for everyone to file in, and it's been raining here most of the day. Hello, Leah. I'll get chat up here in a minute, but I can kind of see it from here. Hello, let it go. Let me go ahead and get my chat up. My eyes aren't focusing as well as I had hoped in this light, but this light here that I'm using is a bit bright. Okay. Ah, good, it was already down. I guess I haven't used it since the last time I went live. Okay, chat is finally up. Hello, Callie. Hello, Michigan lady. Well, I mean, we'd wondered where Leticia is, and I'm sure that most of us saw Leticia's interesting Facebook post, and Leticia, as I said, is wanted by the law. So, once again, other people, Leticia saying, I'm not wanted by the law, and Roger was saying all along, yes, you are wanted by the law, and she just didn't believe me. Oh, but they're going to get her, and she's been told at this point to turn herself in. Hello, Nunya. Now, if she doesn't turn herself in, it's not likely she's going to get out on any form of a bail. I hope the air conditioner isn't causing any trouble with hearing, so I'll talk a little bit louder. We'll let it go. I'm sure I would be, but yes, she showed it, and I went later because Adonis Paul reviewed it, and I figured that everyone would want to be there. And in all reality, the Leticia stuff is more interesting than the Shanny, but one of the reasons for me breaking out the old tablet is it has battery life to where we're going to go really long tonight. So, people can pop in and out as they like. We're going to talk about Leticia first, and then I'm going to get heavily into the Shanny audio later, and I looked at her lives, and I'll probably do about 20 minutes of 30 minutes of each one, because they're all quite long, and we all know the punchline at this point. Hello, Ace. Oh yeah, it's Friday, It's not the best day for me doing this, but it's relevant, and I predicted that Shanny would, and when it first happened, Shanny would have a 4-day arc from being evil to I love him and defending him, and it happened. Just a moment. Well, I had a good dinner. I finished off my chili today. I laid out more hamburger, and thinking about it, I should have put that back in the refrigerator before the live, so I hope that I didn't lose a pound of hamburger during this live. But it's been raining here all day, and it's just recently stopped. And I've had kitties in and out of the house. Well, you hear the air conditioning? Summer's right on top of it. My Summer's not a dummy. When it gets hot here, she goes right up and just stretches herself right across the air conditioner, and she will block all of the vents coming out. Now she's on just one of them. But, it's not that hot. But, she's sitting her ass right on one of the vents on the air conditioner. Matter of fact, I can reach out and touch her from here. Well, let it go. I'm not going. Well, it's on top of the refrigerator, and it's also with a frozen 2 liter of pop that I had forgotten there when I fell asleep last night. It might not be unfrozen yet. But, that's going to be my dinner tomorrow. Now, Leticia, where her big worry was, she couldn't eat the jail food. And somehow this detective was supposed to counteract what a judge said. When that judge said they want you, what you do at that point is you say, yes, sir, and you explain the distance that you're at, the time it will go to, and then you give them kind of a time frame on when to expect you. And if you can generally do that, say within a 72-hour period, where she claims she's in Missouri right now, where she would say, I'll be there in 72 hours, the court would see that as just turning yourself in. Now, that is important to getting your ass back out. Now, the detective said that he's full aware of her case and her posts. She won't be getting out. Now, typically, law enforcement, if it comes to something like this, they are going to keep her. They are. I mean, once they get a hold of her, they are going to keep her until she has this baby. Because many times the court is worried about what is best, and they manipulate their own rules to what they think is best. And you know what? Sometimes it is the best. It's like Chris Chan. They keep putting off Chris Chan's trial because they don't know what the hell to do with him. So as long as they put it off, and if they put it off long enough, if it's a year and a half, they can just hit him a year and a half time served and usher his ass back out the door. And that's what they're going to do with Chris Chan, which is why you're not really hearing anything about Chris Chan. Excuse me again. I predicted this from the very start. And they're kind of in the same boat with Leticia, but they're worried about the baby. They're not worried about Leticia. So once again, when they get Leticia in custody, her ass isn't going anywhere until after she has that baby. And then that baby's not going with her. Michigan lady, she was showing her boobies. She's nailed for a week. Hello, Mandy. Yes, she was showing her ass. And she got struck down for a week. And she did not become more powerful than she could possibly imagine. She became brooding and alone for a week. And she called this cop to try to manipulate him into putting a pimp slap down on Jason Wallace, and instead he informed her that she's a wanted woman and she had best turn herself in. So her solution was to try to manipulate him. And his solution was to remind her that she needs to turn herself in. Unfortunately, she's not into that, and it ended heavily with her having poopy face, because she was not a happy camper. Well, Mandy, she was informed that she is wanted in custody. She talked to a detective today, and she tried to manipulate him, and he informed her that there's a warrant out on her and that she should turn herself in, and she said she's in Missouri, and I can't, what is it? She said, you have to serve the warrant before I could, once again, Leticia logic. When the judge hits the gavel and says that you are to be summoned magically to my appearance, you get your magical ass to the judge. It's like, if Mandy and Let It Go are in court and I have relevant testimony, some judge summons Roger Brown, like a mystical wizard. And if Roger Brown's ass doesn't fairy godmother appear before that judge to get testimony, Pope, he hits a bench warrant out for me, and I don't even have anything to do with the case except that I have relevant testimony. But because I ignored Mr. Man's summons, Pope, I can sit there behind bars just like that. Ace, the warrant is about her falsely accusing men on multiple occasions. As usual. I mean, it's like, the Me Too movement. It's more like with Leticia, there's a never you moment movement. I mean, with her anyway. I mean, she's like the one person that if she accuses someone, they didn't do it. Hope you're well, Trish. Good to see you. Well, he didn't. The police did. And she's had this out for a while, and apparently she called them, and the cops called her back. So, no doubt she was trying to further manipulate the system, and he said, come on in. Well, Let It Go's here. The thing is before modern day, a good part of the time, the majority, you generally could believe it, but there was corroborating evidence. Well, Google, are you spying the fuck on me? I'm doing a live stream here on fucking YouTube, you goddamn cocksuckers. Yes, my iPhone is over here. I'm not even using it for the live stream. It's just plugged up. Yes. Now, I do have to say that because of things like that, the iPhone is leaving my life. I decided that a couple weeks ago because there seems to be an unusual amount of that. I'm doing something else and something's being said somewhere else, and it wants to know exactly what I said. So, I'm no grand conspiracy, but I wouldn't doubt if Apple is putting together customer profiles and selling it on the internet. Well, yes, Let It Go, she did. Now, I guess I'll go over here to Adonis Pause, and he gives narration, but you know what? It's not like anything he said I disagree with.
Was a man, and nuts in your face. Let's say on the inside. So
I know clearly. We all know clearly, due to the fact.
Then you need to hire a lawyer, and you need to have bail ready. In some cases, they will give you a bail amount before you even turn yourself in, so you can already start that process. I don't know if that's going to be the.
Now he is right. There is a right way to go about this. Of course, that's not Leticia. Leticia has not been paying her car payment. She's wanted by the cops. Hello, Smelly. She's not going to go turn herself in my opinion.
Case with you, I don't know what cases. I know that's happened in the past. I don't know exactly how, but yeah, you're not going to talk your way out of the baby. Stop.
I don't want to go to your Benville.
I'm scared. I don't want to go turn myself in for the warrant. Just take it away. Just make it go away. We'll just, I won't say anything. Just make it go away. Validatrix says, I bet she's on speaker and the whole stage is cracking up when she talks. Base Detective has to shush everyone to get a straight face on before he unmutes to respond. I guarantee more than just Base Detective are listening to this. They're recording it. They're shaking their head. They all know about this bitch.
You know, and I know I'm 34 years old.
Okay, good for you. So you're saying that this is you saying that you're of sound mind? That's good. That'll play well later in the court when you're like, I'm crazy, put me in a hospital. And like, she knows how old she is. That's right, 34 years old. We didn't even ask her.
But being that I suffered through sexual trauma growing up.
Yeah, that doesn't give you the right to commit crimes.
It's difficult for me to convey my emotions without letting them fly off the handle at times.
I got beat up by some black kids a few times in my high school. That doesn't mean I get to go around like lynching people. Your trauma is no excuse for your crime.
And that's the point too. It's like with my complex PTSD, that's why if there's a situation, it's up to me to dislodge myself from the situation. Matter of fact, this is kind of making it hot, so I'm going to have to pull my light over here, and we go with the dimmer screen, because my light does that sometimes. And it's still raining outside because we have a wetchella. Yes, the wetchella part of our program. Yes, because the screen keeps freezing, that means my light's making it hot. Which is not going to be good for a long live, so I might have to do this in 2 increments. We'll see how this goes. If my tablet gets too hot, I'll have to do Leticia and then come back a little bit later for Shanny. But we'll see how this works out. I'm hoping by moving my light off, it'll stay cool enough to where we can do both. Now, once again, this is my little kitty. You may like it, but this one's mine. Although I think Lisa Lynn's mad at me, so I guess the real Richella can't talk to me because she's mad at me over Rich Life. And Rich Life can kiss my butt. And if Lisa wants to enable Rich Life, well, it's her life. And she can enable whatever psycho she wants. And she can play mommy to him all she wants. And I will sit here with my Richella. One of the Richella. You. My little boneless kitty.
Well, I'm sorry that happened to you. And the fact is you have that warrant, and there's nothing that can be done until it...
Oh, there, she's breaking. Look at the face. Now she's explained herself 3 times, and he still is like, nope, sorry, you got a fucking warrant. You need to come turn yourself in, bitch. Look at her. Oh, she's breaking. She's breaking. Oh, you can see her little heart. Her little heart's breaking. She can't talk her way out of this one. Oh shit. This is where it gets good, boys.
Taken care of, right? You have to take care of that warrant.
Oh.
Whether it's tomorrow or 2 weeks, 2 months. I mean, it's going to be out there, right?
Okay, here's where the volume ducks out. I'm going to turn it up full blast, but you will get ear raped at some point near the end.
Now, you see, Leticia, I saw the muscle on the thumb twitch. This wasn't going how she wanted, so that's when she decided to turn down the volume. She didn't understand that you could somewhat hear it.
And when we think about our warrants, we extradite statewide, and we also extradite for 250 miles of Denville. So, are you still living in Hot Springs?
No, I live in my vehicle and I've been traveling through the U.S.
Oh, where are you right now?
Missouri.
The one tier.
Now, do you really believe she's in Missouri? Now, her car is loaded, so she's not at her safe spot. So, she's more than likely in Illinois, or somewhere going back and forth because there's no weed complaint.
She dropped one single tear. It's like art. Let's pull that tear back in there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it
Catch
is.
it better.
Yeah, I saw that fish she made.
Traveling through the
You
U.S.
can catch it. Oh, there it is. Mid-air tear.
That's why I'm doing this one rather than original Owls, even though you'd hear more. You know, in reality, Adonis Paul did make this fun, and, you know, like, personally, I'm disgusted at her. like Shanny, I'm very disgusted at Shanny, and then Leticia come along and, hello, Booker, and I'm just as disgusted
The
at her.
single Indian litter tear. Ladies and gentlemen, just soak it in for a second. Let the hate flow through you. Let the hate flow through you.
Yep. Angry Leticia. Now, look at the poop face. I mean, have you ever... The last time I saw a face that looked like that, it was filling a diaper. Yes, it is not a happy camper.
If she finds out,
And you're gonna tell.
long, but go on.
And it makes no sense. None of this makes any sense. I'm very angry. I'm very frustrated.
Oh, I'll explain it to you, you dumb bitch. What happened is, you thought that because it was a rape allegation, nobody would ever even question it, because good people don't question a sexual assault victim. And that's true in all but one case, and that's the case where you weren't actually sexually assaulted, and you come out and flat out admit that shit on YouTube videos.
Like, you understand why I have to put this on film, right?
No.
You have to understand. This makes no sense. You have
Because you feel alone, like nobody's listening to your lies, so you thought you needed a broader audience for it? It's not working.
Now, we're going to get back to that, but I want to stop and give some relevant thoughts of my own. She recorded all of this and then chose to put it on Facebook. And that cop, I did skip around because, I'm not going to, we're just having a little fun with this. But he said that they've seen her posts. So, social media's already gotten her in trouble. So her solution, she's going to put this on social media when her YouTube's down. And he mentioned her Facebook before. Excuse me, little kitty. Now, the only thing with Kitty is, she makes it hard to smoke weed. She does, because she lays right down on top of the pot in the pipe and just goes to sleep. This is my baby Richella. Yeah, right on your baby Richella. My sweetie, 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 sweetie. I'm trying not to laugh here. When I get back to topic here in a moment, the people that are new here, you'll have to indulge me for a moment. But the cats sometimes end up a little bit a part of the program, but they're kind of like a brain detoxifying moment from the evil of what is the internet. And when I look into this space, I couldn't imagine hurting a little cat. And what Leticia says she would do to a baby. Now, this baby is loving outside, and she'll come in at night and sleep with me. And the last 2 nights she slept with me right here, and when I wake up in the morning, she's already gone out the window and, doing her thing. But, she's coming here to, catch her Z. She's early tonight. Now, Leticia, the question is, where really is Leticia? Now, Roger thinks she never moved far past Illinois because of the gas prices. Because the thing of the matter is, gas costs so much, and remember, she didn't get as much weed as she wanted. So the only way she can keep herself in is going to be to keep herself near the source. And this is why Roger theorizes that she's near the source. Now, she could have been anywhere in between the source and going back to Hot Springs, Arkansas. Hello, Monkey Boy. Even if she may, and it's possible that when she started talking to him, she may have even pulled back into Arkansas. But I do believe from how loaded her car is, she's never made it back to Hot Springs because she evidently in Hot Springs has a place to unload her stuff. And to sleep, in my opinion, on many nights. But the cops are going to get her if she goes back to Hot Springs because her plate will go on the list. And she says she's not paid her car payment in 3 months. It's repo guy time. So she has a warrant, and she's going to have a repo guy looking for her. And in Hot Springs, she has her daughter and a P.O. box. You can get another P.O. box pretty easy. Anywhere. Now, on the other hand, you know, like I say, she's going to typically, you know, when scum like her get in trouble right there, now is run time. And you're right, RJ. They don't quit. No, they don't. So, I do expect her to run. And I also expect the repo man to go after her. And when she gets picked up on another interaction somewhere else, that's when the police will get her. But, you know, as you pointed out, the repo man can always get her ride first. And that's one reason why she doesn't go far from it. You notice that for a while? That there's less gym time? Oh, hi, Reaper. Yeah, I do. Well, I couldn't see your picture from here. Getting close, I see your pic and I can tell. But, you know, from where I'm at, you know, I can kind of, you know, just squint a little bit and just see the words. And, you know, once I'm actually used to the color of the person's picture, like Miss Let It Goes, you know, I know who it is. Hello, Philip. But, you know, Leticia's going to run because that's what people in her situation do. Now, Leticia, once again, an animal does what's in an animal's nature. And her nature is to hook up with guys for someplace to stay. Well enough. You know, I've been keeping busy, working my butt off, doing YouTube part-time, though I have managed to put out a little something here and there to make it look like I'm not on a YouTube break when I'm supposed to be. I've been working it into my free time. Now, Leticia, YouTube is her free time. And she's been stewing for a week. Now, the problem for her, I believe her strike will be over in about 36 hours. Thereabouts, you know, give or take about 8 hours. You know, her channel will be uploaded about 36 hours. Once again, give or take 8 hours. I think more take, you know, to be honest with you. You know, I think more like 20 to 32, or 24 to 32. But once again, she has a bad habit of giving herself away, and she's now a wanted woman. Which, man, like I say, well, you change your avatar a lot. You know, a lot of times you know, from just glancing here, I can tell who you are by your color. Well, Mandy, that's what I've been saying too, and I've been laughing at her week-long strike, and my life has been better without her uploading. Now, it was humorous today, listening to her talk to the cop that says, "Turn yourself in, woman." Then her crying and her getting the "turn yourself in, woman." You know, I like that because it didn't work for her. But, you know, once again, you know, she goes to hide. That's what she's going to do. Now, I do laugh because where I'm at is a great place to hide. Honestly, you know, one of my close criminal associates moved down here several years before I did. Why? Because he had warrants out on him. So he came down here and disappeared. Because you can do that here. Now, once again, Leticia's MO is finding a guy. So she's just going to go with whatever she can get on a dating site. Now, of course, she may have to go onto FetLife this time and find somebody with a pregnancy fetish and or a fat fetish. They're there. And, she'll have to go with that. I know, Pizza's hung out with Chantal forever, and, Becky, hung around with Amber Lynn forever and pretended to be her girlfriend, and, Amber Lynn Reed, is always cycling in and out new girlfriends. That's it. Maybe Leticia needs to go for girls. I know, sorry, ladies. But, we're trying to deflect this Leticia creature. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't. But, Mandy, you are right. Hello, brainworms. She does need to head to Whiteville. He'd hide her. I mean, he would, too. The problem is neither of them would clean. Neither of them would want to do a chore. And neither of them would want to cook. Now, can you imagine them trying to eat together? Rich Life only eats meat and cheese. And Leticia wants everything vegan. And we know that Rich Life says that he has convulsions at salad. Now, the bright point is one could eat anything the other couldn't. Just saying. Now, I don't know if Rich Life could have milk. Not sure about that. I'm not sure if milk gives him convulsions or not. Actually, tomatoes sound good. I need tomatoes too. I made chili, and looking through the house, I actually went through all the canned tomatoes. I mean, that was one thing normally in my house that, I had an abundance of, but I've actually gone through them all. So I'm jealous of of Donnie's tomatoes. Hello, Monica. Hello, Dina. But yes, Leticia's all wanted by the law. Say hello to Dina, Richella. Say hello to Dina. 1, 2, 3. My kitty has no bones. Now, I am happy that the law's taking interest in Leticia, but Leticia's going to go to jail at some point. And I'm just hoping it's before she has her baby and the baby can go to a nice home and Leticia can make another channel and love notes for TLC and whatever else she names the child. Though she did threaten to name the child Cursed. I hope she tells the judge that, because the judge will take away her parental rights right then. Just saying. Now this is a interesting story. I was a kid at the time. I was not an adult. But near where one of my cousins lived, the neighbors down the street, I knew the kid, as a child I had played with him, but he had a girl's name. And for an unrelated point, they were in court over custody, and that judge actually made them change that kid's name. I know that would never fly today. But you know, in the 1970s, that judge changed that kid's name from Dana to Mike. And once again, I don't think that would fly today, but you know, that kind of gives you the power of these judges. You know, this was I think it was just, you know, a typical family court thing. You know, and as I said, that kid went into that court named Dana, and he came out of court when it was all over with named Mike. And that was the way it was. You know, the judge let him pick his name. And he went with Mike. But, you know, it's Leticia. And, you know, once again, she threatened harm to her baby. And once again, the cops she talked to earlier in the video said we're watching social media. So, you know, and then she threatened harm to her unborn again. That'll go on a report. That's why I was saying earlier that that judge will not let her out with that baby. You know, where other people could get bail, they will keep Leticia. Because Leticia is a problem. And the judge, once again, you know, that judge in the 1970s saw that kid, you know, that the name of for that kid being an issue, and he made them change the kid's name. And once again, she's threatening harm to her child once it's born. That judge's main obligation morally is going to be to that child, and he is going to make sure they get her, and they're going to make sure she does not leave with that child. You know, in reality, what has happened today leaves me very hopeful that we will have a happy ending of a baby getting a happy home and Leticia not living happily ever after. And Dina, she is severely crazy. She's institutionalized need crazy. But yeah, Jen, you understand what I'm talking about. You know, judges have great power. You know, I'm not sure if that would fly today. But, you know, the power that judge can do, you know, it is amazing at what they can do. Now, there's certain things they can't do, you know, basic constitutional rights. But the basis of this is, when it comes to the child, they are going to make sure what they think is right is going to be done, if it's right or not. Now, in this case with Leticia, we know it is right. Most of the time, stripping a parent of rights forever is the wrong thing to do. But Leticia is the reason why this power exists. Well, Pink, then she's just someone for me to make jokes of. You know, at the point the baby is okay, then Roger just makes a ha-ha out of whatever she says, and then let's point at the funny clown girl. You know, much like I would have Rich Life. You know, it's like when Rich Life, when you take the vulnerable woman out of the equation, you know, at that point I'm just all ha-ha with him. Because there's no harm that can come to another. You know, this baby is beyond innocent. Well, you know, the large ladies, they manufacture drama at this point for money. So, you know, they're not even worth words. This is baby Richella. And the boys are loving Richella at this point. And I love my little kitty. Because she's not because, you know, she's actually breedable now. I looked back on videos and she's a little older than I thought. She is, get this, She was born around Leticia's due date. So my little baby's a little bit over 9 months old. And the boys chase her around. And she slaps the hell out of them. And of that I am glad. And they chase her and she rose up the trees and she runs on the roof. And I can hear her in the middle of the night running over the roof and she thinks it's a big game. And none of the boys can catch her. And of that I am glad. Well, Monica, they're in the other room and a couple of them don't look great because, see, when they feed, they kick each other in the eyes. You know, it's just the nature of wild kittens. So there's a couple of them that don't look great, and a few of them look just fine. Well, Dina, I'm jealous of your pizza. Now, I did eat good today. I had 3-way chili. It's just, all of a sudden, a good pizza sounds good. And I don't need to eat. That's my body just saying, feed me Seymour for no reason. Yes, like I said, I've ate. In fact, I ate in between Adonis's Paul's live and now. So, you know, I've had food, and in fact, my body's telling me to go to the bathroom, and I'm saying, wait, we're doing a live. And what did he, oh, she's been in my chili bowl. I can smell it. Yes, I can smell it on my lips. Yes, because I set my chili bowl outside for the animals. And apparently she was in my chili bowl. I can smell it on her breath. Well, we do have some of that here. And I do have to say that Summer has been quite flagellant lately on the cat farts. You know, since Chad is bringing up cat farts. And cat farts are more tasteful than talking about Leticia. But, you know, the whole recap on Leticia is, you know, actually, well, shit. We've been on here over 40 minutes. I only feel like it's been about 15 or 20. So, you know, the recap on Leticia is she's a wanted woman. She's been told to turn herself in. She's extremely upset. Now, there's that part of me, you know, how distorted her face is, that thinks she may have just got back to Arkansas. There's one part of me that says she stayed near the pot in Illinois. And then there's another part of me that thinks she just got back to Arkansas. Because that face looks like I came back to the place I need to leave. Well, the warrant is for her false accusations. You remember the multiple police reports about the men, and that Jason Wallace did say they had a warrant out on her? That was true. And I said it was true, and she denied it, and other people said that they didn't know, and I said it was so. And now we have the receipt that it is so. So, you know, and the cops did tell her to turn herself in. And once again, you know, in the last audio that we played, you heard, you know, talking about 2 days, you know, a day, 2 weeks, 2 months. See, that cop was trying to fish for her giving them away. You know, it's like I was saying, you know, if she wanted to, she could say, I'm X here, it's going to take me this time, and, you know, give them a window of when I'm going to turn myself in. If you do that, then there's a chance you could get out. But because of the way that she is and what she has said with the baby, that judge is not going to let her go. Well, yeah, and with some other things I found out too, which I'll get to right here in a second, I'm not even going to bother with a medical card. Because it turns out that our dear government is using marijuana cards to ding people as a red flag to not sell you a firearm. And that's one of the dirty reasons that the government is pushing marijuana cards. Because when you take that marijuana card, they're then going to deny you a firearm. Well, the thing is, when the judge issues that bench warrant, it doesn't matter if it's for a misdemeanor or not. Nope. When he issues a bench warrant, because, you know, they'll issue a bench warrant over a ticket, you know, a parking fine. They'll issue a bench warrant, and they'll ship your ass for it too, all depending if they catch you. And that's what right now, like in Cincinnati, you know, they didn't actively come after you, but you see, what they don't tell you is they're running plates all day. They're not supposed to do that, but that cop going down the street, they're running your plates all day. And then they're making an excuse to then pull over people that they want. They've always done that. They always will do that. There is kind of a place for that. Because by doing that, it stops them from having to go into homes. Because when you go into homes, they might be holed up there with weapons and shoot at you. So that's why, in reality, they do prefer to get you in traffic, because they can pull you over in a contained situation that they can control. And once her car goes to an impound lot because there's a repo out on it, she ain't getting it back. So, you know, she just basically threw herself in the shark pond. And as an earlier commenter in this live said, you know, those repo men, they're more relentless. You know, she leaves that car, it could be gone with everything that she owns. Literally. And she's knowing this at this point. So she's stuck to her car. And the cops will be looking for that car. Kind of put herself into a box, wouldn't you say? I have to stay near the car, but the car could put me in jail. But if I don't, I lose the car. Yep. That kind of, you know, put herself kind of heavily in a box. But, you know, the thing is, people like her run. Now, once again, the look on her face, one part of me says she's still in Illinois near the pot place because gas is so much. Another part of me says that crap face says, I just spent all my gas money getting back to Arkansas. And I need to leave Arkansas now. So, you know, those are our possibilities. Because one thing I will do here is lay out the paths, and we figure out which one is the one that should be the one to go down. And these are them so far. She either stayed near the pot, or she got back to Arkansas. Now, visually, it doesn't look like she got back to Arkansas because she hasn't looked like she's been in her safe spot. But she could be. But she is that pink. She is a fugitive from the law, and she has been informed of such. She has been told by law enforcement to turn herself in. Excuse me. Pop burps. She was also asked to give a time frame on turning herself in. She did not. That means they are no longer going to work with her. She is a wanted woman. And let me see. He'll have filed that report today. And let me think. Trying to think of what typically it would be. Okay, because there's already a warrant out for her. He will have filed this report. Now this will that will update her case file, because you see the judge will see all of this on that file when she's pulled up in front of him. So what happened today will be added to that case file, and once again she'll be put on that list of pull them in if you see them. And we know how she likes to Karen. Now see, that's the first thing, is when you're doing something naughty and you're in criminal behavior, you don't draw attention to yourself no matter what. If something bad happens, you smile. I got that bruise because I fell down. You know, you don't do anything to get any attention from law enforcement. And that's her problem, is she loves to Karen. Or in this case, Leticia, because, you know, I feel bad talking about Karens, comparing them to Leticia. She is in a class all on her own, and she can't stop it. And once again, we also know she's going to look for a man to hide behind. And when he doesn't do what she wants to do, what is the first thing she does? She picks up that phone and makes an accusation. So, once again, she's in a box. And once again, she don't know when to shut up. It's like in school. You knew that the cool kids, when they start asking questions, everyone just didn't know anything. But there was one that was always the Leticia, the informer. And no one liked the informer. And the informer tend to have bad things happen to them in school. You know, we all had the informer. And that's Leticia. Now, Leticia also is the aggrieved. So she won't be able to stop herself. Well, it's not really hard, Pink. It's just, you kind of got to keep it low. In reality, you know, I forgot the name of the woman, but she had the case where she was wanted for murder. You know, basically did a little fake name change, hooked up with a guy, and they caught up with her when the kids were in their teens. And, you know, then the kids find out that Mommy married Daddy because she was hiding from a murder charge. And I forgot what caught her. You know, something in her past. But I think it was something with the kids. You know, like a social media post, and then got recognized. And she almost got away with it. But once again, that's a woman that knew to hide. I mean, and she also, and when the case was gone through on the program, she kept her nose clean. You know, her whole life after the event, she kept her nose clean. She didn't commit a crime. She didn't do anything wrong. And she was nothing but a sterling citizen. But she did kill the guy. And then once again hooked up with a new guy. And she got away with it for 20 years. You know, as I said, her kids were in their teen when they finally caught up with her for it. And if she hadn't once again got clickety with the online stuff, she wouldn't have been caught. But that was a woman that knew to lay low. And from what I gather, there were many in her community that even defended her because, once again, as I said, after she committed this crime, she never did anything wrong in the rest of her days. You know, up to the point. Now, she did get convicted and she did get some jail time if I remember right. But she didn't get the slam jail time, but she did do like I think she got like an 8-year sentence and did like 3 years in jail if I remember right. But yes, Pink, she leaves a digital imprint wherever she goes, and especially with her reviews. I'm sure all you'd have to do is start searching vegan restaurants and most recent reviews. Yeah, I'm sure. But this is where she finds herself. Now, in another day and a half, she'll be able to upload on YouTube again, and we can hear about what evil people that we are. And with that, we're going to leave Leticia. Yeah, we got kitties fighting over here. Oh shit, listen to this. I don't even know who it is. It's the light. It's Richella. It's Abaddon. Abaddon's the good one. She's worried that it was Magnus, because Magnus is a rich life. But no, that's the good one. Now, go to my community tab where I have all of my receipts, and let us go down to our Shanny receipts. Now, this is her deleted. Now, once again, you know Shanny, when she deletes, she thinks it no longer exists.
Tired of just asking a question, and he takes it all wrong and starts yelling. I'm sick of not being able to have a relationship with my sons fully because he doesn't really allow us to communicate. He kind of keeps me isolated.
Oh, shit. Now, that's one thing about this thing. It is so sensitive. I mean, I was just picking it up to move it for a different spot for you guys and give a little commentary, and it stopped it.
Of just asking a question. How do I get groceries?
Now, we know Jason wasn't providing groceries to begin with. And listening later on, because we're just going to skip through some of Shanny's stuff, their whole fight started with he wanted to watch a movie that she didn't want to watch. And once again, we know Shanny. She threw a fit with her borderline to badger him into doing what she wants. And then, because she said, I don't want to see it because it has scenes of assault in it. He just wanted to watch a movie. She doesn't have to be in the same room. So once again, in this, and I say go ahead and say this now, because if she didn't want to watch the movie, couldn't she have said, I'm going to go out of the room and sit with the boys while you watch your movie? Crystal used to like to watch medical stuff. I didn't like to watch medical stuff. She had the TV, and I went to another part of the house, and she could enjoy her medical programs, and I did other things. Now, this made her mad. You know, fact, straight up. But, Roger was not going to deny what she wants to watch. My girlfriend wants to watch these programs. She's more than happy to watch them. I don't enjoy them. I don't like them. I'm going to go do something else. That way I'm not a big downer. And once again, she says that he's keeping my babies from me. And once again, this whole fight's because he wanted to watch a movie she didn't. And she basically kept poking him until he had a moment.
How do I take care of my sons when I can't move?
She's sitting up just fine, crying on camera for an order. She can't move. Anyone here believes she can't move? If so, I want to show you a bridge.
walk.
Oh my God, she can't walk. She can't move. She can't walk.
When I can barely fucking function.
She can barely fucking function. So, basically what she's saying is, help, help, I'm a bloated sack of protoplasm. Basically. Crying like her.
I feel like a fool.
No, the fool is going to be in the last video from today.
That I let this relationship go on for so long. Go on for so long. Because to be honest, he's been so life, and it was nothing but him threatening me when he get really drunk.
Well, once again, they have drank and did drugs. I mean, she hooked up with him because he had $700,000. And in a matter of a few years, she blew through $700,000, leaving them broke.
To be hit over the head with a baseball bat, and I stayed with him.
Now, she claims he hit her with a baseball bat and still stayed with him. But there's no proof of any of this. Now, she did go to jail for assaulting him. That is on the internet, and we have another live on this. I'm going to dig it up and play it.
Because he kept saying, I'm sorry, give me another chance, I'll change, and he never did.
Now remember, this is deleted. So in Shanny World, none of this that we're listening to now happened.
It just got worse. And he called me all these names whenever he'd get mad. All these names. I need better. I know.
And Shanny never called anyone a name.
Well, what is better? Getting in another relationship with someone who's just going to end up hurting me again?
Should I get in another relationship where someone's just gonna hurt me again? Well, you know, you could actually find the perfect someone, except she creates these relationships.
Hurting me again?
Well, not according to her. I think she is. But she was living off of Jason's $700,000 until they made the trip across the country. Because that was the moment that the gravy train ended. You know, Shanny would sit and do $250 of edibles at a time.
I don't want a relationship with anyone. It's like from the farthest of my mind.
She never wants a relationship with anyone. She just wants money and to be enabled and for someone else to do all the work. I mean, she doesn't say it, but she's another one that's like Leticia. I'll die before I work. That, you know, that is Shanny for Christ.
I'm thinking having someone else, being with someone else.
Now, you notice that when life gets tough, her first thought is being with someone. You know, she's never paid her own way her entire life. She's cried her way through it. You know, I saw footage of her parents from before, you know, any of her, quote, time with Jason, and it was the same thing. You don't understand my pain. I was assaulted. I hurt so bad. I can't move. She's moving quite fine here.
I don't want to be hurt again.
She's sitting up straight.
I want to be valued as a person. I want to be loved as a woman and treated respectfully as a woman.
I can't take this seriously. I can't take her seriously.
I want my
Seriously, I can't take her seriously.
And treated like they should be, with love, compassion, and empathy.
When she says love, compassion, and empathy, she basically means I want an enabler. See, that's why my relationship with the last one didn't, because that's what she wanted. She wanted an enabler. You know, I was there to enable her. You know, we get the I'll change, I'll make compromises. No. I was there to nothing more than enable her, and when I didn't, she went nuclear. And then started making false allegations. Sound familiar?
Fear of them blowing up at me, or
she had to search for that, by the way,
or making me feel bad for trying to make a good decision in life, trying to be happy.
Being mad at me for making a good decision in life and trying to be happy. Now, to make a decision in life, it requires you to do something. What was her decision in life? I'm going to sit here on my back and you support us. That was her decision in life.
I'm tired of working so hard to make money.
She's tired of working so hard to make money. Anyone here believe that? I mean, I believe Leticia's bullshit before I'd believe that.
To support my family while this man does nothing but complain about.
Now, see, to support her family. She is claiming that she supports her family when she's doing nothing but sitting on assistance. Laying on her back is supposedly taking care of her family. And once again, she doesn't even take care of her kids. She doesn't cook. Because remember, she can't move. This has always been the Shanny dodge in all of her relationships for doing anything. I can't move. And she lies about having fibromyalgia. I've had many subscribers with fibromyalgia. I've talked to them. And she's lying through her fucking teeth. She just says that because she just wants to say it hurts to move. When she's lying, she's always lied about that and always will. Like you heard her start here, I can't move.
His mental health and does nothing to help us. Does nothing to help us.
Does nothing to help us. Shouldn't she be getting up and doing something to help her kids? Once again, she wanted the man to ride the back on. Now, once again, if Roger had several $100,000, I would have lived off the interest. And I actually did figure it up once, a couple years ago. And they could have had a subsidized income, a little one, every month, in that whole $700,000 kept in the bank. Now, wouldn't you like maybe an extra $300 to $600 every month, depending on the way that you invested with it? Even at shit interest rates that we've had, there still would have been $300 a month. Wouldn't you like to have had that nest egg and, had that maybe a few hundred extra a month, for your extra goodies? And that would have been ad infinitum. But once again, Shanny had to eat $200 to $500 worth of edibles at a time. You know, when they went and got their fast food, you know, they were getting $100 to $200 of fast food at a time, and she was gorging until she couldn't move. Yeah, Blue Ivory, we're talking about Shanny. I talked about Leticia in the beginning, if you want to go back to it. Since Leticia was the shorter subject, I did the first hour on her.
I made it. I made the money. I've been supporting us.
Now, we have a flag on the field, my friends. She's been making the money. She's supporting us. Flag on the field. She can't move. If she can't move, how's she supporting them? She only gets assistance. How's she supporting them? Could she be selling drugs? Because that's the only thing that she could be doing from her back that doesn't involve prostitution. And, I mean, ain't nobody paying for that. Nope. So, that only leaves selling drugs. So, one, she's lying about it all, and she's calling the assistance that the people give her supporting her family. Now, I have heard her say that supporting her family was hustling. So, obviously, going back to her own words, saying that she supports her family from hustling, she's either grifting or she's selling drugs and or both. And once again, this is her deleted live, and one of the reasons why it's deleted is because it leads down these paths that we're talking about now.
And I am a fool, and I feel like a fraud. I feel like a phony because I tell women to be strong, to not get into abusive relationships, to get out. And here I am in one.
Well, yeah, you were the first one to be charged with abuse in the relationship and be put in jail over it.
Because I didn't want people to know that I was in one, but I also didn't want women to get in one at the same time. And there's been times on and then he...
Well, Blue Ivory, all out for years, watching her lives, if anyone ever asked her to do anything, my fibro hurts, I can't move. And that's always what she would say. And she literally, in her home, will sit on her bed as her throne in an Amberlynn Reed style fashion and not move. And once again, deflect any attempt to get her to do anything that an adult does.
He does this, I'm sorry, I'm gonna change. Please just wait until I get into therapy. And he never does go into therapy.
Neither do you.
He never does get better. And I'm stuck there, waiting to be respected. Waiting to feel loved.
Waiting to feel loved. That comes from within, Once again, that's where we go in my past relationships, and, me sitting around and having to coddle someone else's insecure ass 100 times a day. I mean, the one Jewish girl that I went out with, I picked her up at 11:30. a.m. and it was 3 o'clock. I decided to count it, and she asked me, "Do you love me?" 8 fucking times in between 11:30 a.m. and 3 p.m. So in 3.5 hours, she asked me 8 times, "Do you love me?" And this was a fucking constant with this girl, to the point it was destructive to be. So the night I said no. First time, I mean, over a year and a half together at the time, maybe closer to 2. First time I ever did that. Said, and she actually balled up her fists and literally attacked me.
I don't have anyone.
See, that was when I learned you cannot fill an emotional void in that relationship, because, see, these kind of people feed on this. You know, for the better part of 2 years, I constantly fed into that emotional void. And this is what Shanny's trying to do, is suck you into an emotional void. But in an emotional void, the only thing that could ever fill their void is themselves, which they will never do. So it is ridiculous to engage in stuff. You say once, yes, and after that you just don't engage it. Now, once again, you'll be looking for a new girlfriend, but that's not a bad thing.
It's just me and my boys. So, like, I'm scared.
My phone wants to reset. It's
I know,
hot.
Daniel. I know he won't. I know he won't change. And then he lies to the cops, and then I get in trouble.
Now, he lies to the cops, then I get in trouble. This must be her revelation of her first assault charge. Once again, she's lying and gaslighting. Now, everyone, I'm going to go ahead and turn this off for a moment because the phone's not quite doing right. It's an Obama phone, and it's screwing up the point I want to make. But in reality, you hear this first thing. Now, this is the beginning of her life. She didn't talk about her children, did she? That came a little later. Now, she also said he hit and kicked them several times. Now, I've covered Shanny a long time, and I know Shanny counts. 3 means several to Shanny. You know, never forget that. It's like her live today. That was several days ago. No, it wasn't, Shanny. It was 3 days ago. But, you know, 3 to her 7. So when she says that someone kicked her son several times, that actually means 3 times. Now, I heard it was the head and the chest. Another time she said it was the head and the neck. And then another time it's the head and the stomach. So all I can say is it's likely he kicked him 3 times. Where? Probably around the head, and the rest we ain't sure about. Because once again, Shanny's story completely changes from live to live to live. And that's our Shanny. Trying to set you guys up to where you're not going to get hot. Not like a Leticia hot. Because she's going to be hot in Arkansas. I'm going to get chat back up. And hopefully my phone's not going to keep repeating like that. Let me go a little bit further. Oh, yeah, right here. She's got lie face on. You know, she is about to lay out a whopper. Now, you see, if a person looks up and to the side, they're usually trying to recall a fact. But when they do that straight to the side like that and don't have that specific look up and a pause, they're forming a whopper. So let's hear what her whopper is. She's taking her time with it. She's lining up to the pitch.
When we were in our fight, I was like, you've already broken me. What more do you want from me?
Oh, now you see her pitch line, her start of this pitch on this one. You've already broken me. This is how she acted with her parents before they ever met.
Already broken. I'm already sad and miserable most of the time.
That's because your Shanny is why you're miserable most of the time, and you actually are not happy unless you're throwing things. Now, I remember when she had her $700,000 and she said that we're rich, and she's talking down to us like we're peasants and claiming to be Jesus Christ herself.
I felt like I couldn't be myself. I felt like I couldn't say how I feel.
She's looking to the side again to lie. I couldn't be myself. Now, anyone here believe that she couldn't be herself? Well, Shanny's old school. Now, once Blue Ivory, she's also claimed to be God at one point. Now, for the scorecard, Shanny started out Jesus, then she became God himself on earth, and according to Day, she's an angel. So, apparently, she got the job from Jesus to God, but unfortunately, she's now been demoted to just an angel.
Because I have a lot of liberal views, and he has a lot of conservative views, and then I get called stupid.
Now, see, this is the invoking of tribalism. This is something that narcissisms do most of the time when they can't win the crowd at all. They want to divide the crowd. So they'll pick something that is a polarizing subject that will put A against B. And this is why she's bringing politics into it, because I do remember lives on her talking about Trump being God or godlike and very pro-Trump moments out of her. But once again now, she was made to be a victim.
Just having empathy for people. I get called not an American because I don't like Trump. That Trump was the greatest thing that ever happened in this country. No, he wasn't. He caused nothing but...
Now, once again, this is deflection. Once again, she's trying to divide the audience. If your kid was just kicked several times, are you going to be talking about Donald fucking Trump? No. Matter of fact, Donald Trump or Joe Biden would be the last things that came through my mind other than lime and margaritas. But, this is what the narcissistic psychopath does. They're trying to make someone on their side.
Division.
She's still just searching it out.
My oldest son, he said, Mom, you can't take him back anymore.
Okay, now this was 4 days ago and went back from Mom, you can't take him back, and now today the boys understand that he was just unwell. So, in 72 hours, we have gone from, he needs to go to JEIL, as Rich Life would say, to he's sick and families need to be left alone to heal.
Can't keep letting him do this to you. You know, it's like I'm so sick of putting all of me into something.
Hello, Gigi Ragdoll. That's a cute name.
And I don't get
I
the
like
same
that.
energy in return.
She's looking for more lie. She don't know what to say. Once again, now she's looking at the chat. She's looking for something to respond off of for a manipulation.
I had to dip out of an 8-year-old relationship. We have a son together, but it was for the best. Understand about the gas. But you must understand, like, this is my own personal opinion about Trump. He gassed protest.
Now, you see, honey, sweetie, while we were sitting here, my lump crawled back in my lap again. Now, you see what she's done. Now she's got someone to bite on that. You know, she went down to chat. She ignored it for a while, and she picked the one person that picked on that. Because this is what your narcissistic psychopath does. He tries to drive wedges between you and anyone else to bring you under their fold to where you just listen to me. Well, he's going to be live tomorrow, and I'm glad.
The news said he didn't, but I was like watching a live stream, several live streams at once when that happened. I don't support someone who attacks protesters when we should have freedom of speech.
Now, see, we're 15 minutes, almost 15 minutes into this. Now, once again, your boyfriend, they're not husband and wife, they lie about that. Your boyfriend attacks your son. Are you talking about Donald Trump? No.
He's not a good president.
Now,
Neither is Biden.
we're
I say fuck both parties. Because they don't give a fuck about us.
I jumped 3 minutes ahead. 3.5, maybe 4.
I hope to God he blesses me. Really am alone.
Hello, Robert.
I don't have family. I have myself and my sons. But after what Jason did to my son, he deserves to go to jail.
Now, 72 hours later, Shanny is now saying that she's going to try to get all of the charges dropped.
After all the things he's done to me, he deserves to go to fucking jail.
Jail.
He deserves it. Because I've really been destroyed in this relationship. In a lot of ways. I guess it's a whole new beginning for me. You know? And I gotta remember what Jesus said. Jesus said, those who lose their life find it. Those who keep their life lose. So I guess I'm gonna find one. You know? I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find my life. I'm gonna find my joy. I'm gonna find it. And I'm gonna try my best to be happy with me first before I...
Now we get to the self-empowerment nonsense part of our self-delusion.
ever think about get in a relationship with anyone, and I don't even know if I would want to go in a relationship with anyone because of all the abuse I take over the years in every fucking relationship.
Okay, after the last girlfriend, I've mentioned that I don't want a serious relationship. You know, you might have heard it rarely on this channel, but you see that when I say it just like that. I don't want a serious relationship. I mean, you know, after the last two, it kind of leaves me not wanting that. And that's how I put it. But no, not with Shanny. You notice that her entire being seems to be wrapping around someone else like a parasite until you bleed everything from them. Now, Rev, unfortunately, at this point, is a husk.
Relationship I've had. Because, like I said, I normalize abuse. It's one of my worst fucking toxic
Because
traits
she's an
myself.
abuser. Oh yeah, he's in JEIL. Still.
But you know what? This is showing my sons how to be strong and how to say no to violence and no to abuse.
No to abuse, Taylor Autumn. No to abuse. No abuse, Taylor Autumn. No abuse.
You know, it's so gross what he did. Like, how can you kick an autistic child in the head and in the stomach? How could you do that? Date yourself for a long time? Oh, I will. Oh, I will. I will love the hell out of myself because no one else will.
Come on. Come on.
You know, it's good actually. I'm gonna focus on myself. I'm gonna focus on my sons. And no one can tell us how to live anymore. No one can tell us that we're wrong. No one can yell at us anymore and tell us we're wrong and call us names and cuss at us. We don't have to go through it anymore. We don't have to be hit anymore.
Okay, kids. We are going to pause at that. Now, we just heard what Shanny said about cussy poopy doopies. Well, here we go. Shanny and Rev yelling at a child from the infamous road trip.
Maybe? No? Is this the state line? No, I don't think so. No. Not yet.
Thank you, Seven.
I couldn't find, you know what, I wish I would have found the time index, but you know, this is her from the road trip, where they were bad-mouthing and cussing the kids. Hopefully we'll flip through it and find a bit of it.
Too many exciting things happened.
Thank you, Lana.
This must be a bit past it. You see how lucid she is? People are enabling her. This is what she wants now. She wants ass pats.
Hi, Lady Center. How you doing?
Oh, by the way, guys, we just hit PA. So, we're in Pennsylvania. Thank you, Gentrified.
Let me see if I can wind this back and find that a little bit. What sucks is I can read lips, but she's just showing the outside for the most part.
Being so bad. No, I'm not gonna shut up.
I'm being unprofessional. Have to bear with me just for a moment. I should have time indexed this earlier, but I didn't think it would be hard to find.
Less than 5. You're not worth to talk to right now. Because all you want to do is just be abusive right now.
She's staring at us. We look like we're in trouble, don't we? Look, it's loving mom. Talk to us, loving mom. She's still not speaking. Wow, a whole 30 seconds of silence. Hello, Shanny, my old friend. Well, she sighed. Hey, she's licking.
We're all calming down right now.
You're all coming down.
Oh, you leave me. Period. You want me to leave you?
Let's go back to...
Yeah, I am. What do you want, Shanny? Oh. If he's okay, I can get back on, no problem. Get the cat on your lap, you fucking idiot!
Okay, there is Shanny calling her autistic son an idiot. Now, we heard what Shanny said about people calling her son names. Now we have the receipt right here. Now, thank you for those that bore with me, because this is what I was looking for, because I remembered it. Yes, of her calling her autistic son an idiot when she was talking about other people being abusive to them, when Shanny does everything that she ever accuses anyone of.
If he's on that floor again, you are getting your ass beat. Do you hear me? What? Such a piece of shit. Jason William Egroff. Stop this. No, I won't. You're...
Now, you see, she just calls her autistic son an idiot, and he calls him a piece of shit, but he's the one that's out of line, and of course, her calling her son an idiot was just all right.
Not a mother. You don't say anything. I'm so fucking sick of it.
I literally was saying something.
I'm sick of it. I'm trying to pull over to see if the cat's alive, dude.
Yeah, well, I don't want to be killed in traffic because you're stupid.
Not stupid, you fucking moron. That's what it's for, the side of the fucking highway.
Now, she called him the name first. You know, we're talking about abusive households. You know, I grew up in a verbally abusive household. Now, you notice that she called him a name first. And that in very first, she was the first one that threw a name at her son.
Yeah, right at it in her
Emergencies!
You
Shut up! Sick and tired of this.
Excuse and shut up.
Shut your mouth. So what the side of the highway's for is an emergency.
You're insane.
You're an asshole.
Wow.
Well, he is mentally ill and she is an asshole. So we have two bits of fact right here. You know, I wanted to pause because, you know, when fact does actually come out of their mouth, I am going to note it.
Go with your psychos.
You're so mean.
Yeah, whatever. That kid was
By the way, it's a vice versa thing too. You know, they're both mentally ill and they're both assholes.
not listen to a word any of you say, including me. Will told him to put him on his lap a long time ago, and he wasn't doing it. What do you want, Shanny? The hell do you want? You gotta start being more fucking...
Now, that isn't a question. What do you want? Well, with Shanny, that's an open-ended everything. So, we'll see what she says.
assertive, man.
Right now,
Yeah.
she's catching flies with her mouth.
Have to.
You come near me like that again?
I
You
am
talk to me
sick
like that
and tired of having a woman.
Now, he tried to communicate with her, not in the best manner, but you hear what she's doing now. She's ratcheting up that. This is the borderline, the bad part of a borderline personality disorder, what they can do. And this is willful on her part, by the way.
That treats me this way. I'm sick of it.
Look how you're treating me.
I am sick of it.
Honey, I wouldn't be acting like this if you're not
Shut
yelling and
up.
screaming and treating people like shit.
Fuck off and
Now, you notice that when she's trying to hurt you and, quote, use logic to do it, all of a sudden it's honey again and not you fucking idiot.
shut up.
How about you fuck off and shut up?
I wish I could.
What is wrong with you?
You don't
I'm sick of
manipulate
being
right.
Fucking disrespected.
Can you be happy for once? You're not being disrespectful.
Now, once again, the only time Shanny is happy is when she's gloating.
I'm constantly
You're disrespecting me.
You.
You're disrespecting me, sir. I'm not disrespecting you.
What happened? I pulled over in a place that I should to check on the fucking cat, and you called me an idiot. I'm sick of it.
You're an idiot.
It's an idiotic thing to pull off in the side of the road like that.
Not per se. You know, I've had to before.
That cat better fully be on your lap. Pull him all the way up. Now.
Thank
Move now. Pull him up. I'm not kidding you. The whole thing. No, he's not fully on your lap. Ugh.
Thank you. Thank you, Shannon.
No, I didn't call the kids fucking idiot. Call Revit. Jason, I am so tired of this. You need to calm down.
You're lucky I am calm.
Now, he wasn't saying a thing at this point. You see, this is another thing with her borderline. She's mad. She wants to hurt him. She's not going to let it end. So what does she do? Well, there's a silence. She's breaking it out, telling him to stop when he's not doing anything at that very moment.
You're not calm.
Yeah, I am. Right now I am.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am. I am calm.
You know,
Now, the whole calm thing there was to try to wind him up. She was obviously the one not calm, but she was saying that because she was trying to incite him. And this is what the kind of thing that went on during their fight that triggered this all.
I've been working my ass off, trying to wrangle as much as I do.
Don't even try that.
And I really don't deserve.
Now, once again, working her ass off. Now, if you listen to her live 3 days before this was recorded, hustling was her working, which included grifting people. So grifting and selling drugs is her working. Now, we hear now in the last days she's supposedly supporting the family. And we know from the past on what she considers, which is why earlier in the live, I'm like, well, she either's considering assistance or selling drugs to be her working. And she said G-Man was coming over today, and no doubt since he lives in the area, he would be where she would be getting any substances from.
To be disrespected by you in any way.
Then you respect me.
Or for you to come to me and say, I'm a man, you need to shut up.
You respect
Don't come to me.
Respect me.
Respect you when you do stupid, asinine things? I don't think so.
That wasn't stupid.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
It was you panicking in the middle
I
of the
thought,
goddamn
I
traffic.
thought the fucking idiot.
Stop looking at me and pay attention to the road.
Yeah.
Stop looking at me and pay attention to the
You're
road.
acting
Put
like-
your hand on the fucking wheel. You're a piece. Oh my God. You're gonna kill your fucking family.
Respect me.
You're gonna kill your fucking family.
I have my hand on the wheel.
Yeah, no.
Respect me.
The car's
Respect
moving
you?
straight. It's
Yeah,
not
you
weaving at
respect
all.
your family for once.
Look for one. Oh.
Now, see, once again, she's gaslighting. I mean, the car is not weaving. The car is going at a straight, steady speed at a straight, steady course. You know, I just want to frame this properly.
Ugh. If I didn't, you'd be gone.
How about you respect your family? It's
I
not
have.
abuse what's going on.
I have respected you.
Yeah, well, stop talking to me like that.
I demand respect from now on.
You demand respect?
Demand.
Now, you see, this is where Roger, see, once again, if you're dealing with clowns, make a circus. And at this point in the fight, I long since would have made a circus. And I would have said, I will respect you the day you stop wearing your clown suit. And then once again, we would have argued that point, which is absolutely positively absurd. But at this point in this kind of a conversation, why not? I mean, absurd is about as best as you can hope for.
Demand respect because I'm paying for everything.
All I give you is respect.
I demand respect because I'm paying for everything.
Off money she grifted, by the way. Because I know right when this was in the lives before. I watched them all. She was scamming people and defending it.
I'd have 700 grand left if it wasn't for you.
Yeah, why don't you leave me alone?
How about you leave me? Period.
You want me to leave you?
I am really close.
Yeah, you want me to go in the middle of this?
I'm close to it. No. I'm
Yeah,
going to
you
my
want me to
uncle's house.
go?
I'm going to my uncle's house.
Yeah.
Because you made me broke.
Yeah, right. I made you broke while you...
He said, I'm sick of her shit. I would be too, by the way, she's saying.
All you do is stand for...
Read it anymore.
How can...
You and this male hatred.
Oh, I have male hatred now. Okay.
You have said about...
How about you...
Now, we're going to go ahead and stop it here because I have basically now made my point. You know, what was Shanny saying? You know, Saint Shanny, that, you know, he was calling the kid's name, and you heard her on her own mouth on the infamous road trip. Now, okay, that started with the deleted one. Now, let's go. Now, let's go over here. This is the day after her deleted live. You know, so we'll come back to our part of the future, and, you know, this was a few days ago, but this would have been day 2, and we're on day 4 now. She's awful slow about talking to you. I fast
I'm
forward now.
heartbroken. But at the same time, I feel a lot of relief. Me and my sons, we don't have to live in such a stressful environment where we feel like we have to walk on eggshells and
Eggshells. You know,
William and Zach and me, we sat down and we talked about things, and he did a lot more than I thought he did, and he did it behind my back. Without me even knowing, the boys finally opened up to me with everything.
it's Shanny for Christ.
I'm gonna be okay, though. I'm gonna be okay. I know I'm tired. I know I need to get some sleep. But it's hard to sleep. It was so hard last night to sleep. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. The boys are okay. We're safe. We're okay.
Now, you notice, now I did this the way I did this for a reason. You notice that through this one after the first live, she's getting ass pats from chat. And this is what she wanted. And you notice that when she was getting ass pats from her chat towards the end of her screaming live, she was liking that. And this was the whole point of why she's bringing this in, because Shanny just wants ass pats. And she'll lie to get them.
And the boys were talking. We think we're going to be a lot happier. Probably a lot better financially, because we don't have to deal with Jason's stupid financial situations anymore.
The guy that had $700,000 she ran through. So no doubt she ran up his debt. So now she don't have to deal with his financial situation that she created. Hello, Tara.
Yeah, Michelle, like you think about, things and you're like, did he actually really care about me, or did he just enjoy taking advantage? And
Well, it made it reconnect. I guess I'm going to have to hold this up here because it must be getting hot. Now, the thing with Rev, he's a chubby chaser. Some guys chase after fat girls, and that's Rev. And Rev is also schizoaffective, according to Shanny. So that means he's schizophrenic. And he has always had a God complex. From what I gather, this goes back into his youth. But Shanny actually has a literal God complex to where she's saying, I was God. And that's how they got together. He had a bunch of money and was a chubby chaser and was psychologically incompetent. And once again was believing messianic shit. And then he runs across Shanny, a grifter, that says she's Jesus fucking Christ. So that is how their relationship started. And throughout up till a few months before they left, even during COVID, Shanny was God at that point. And she was reading out revelations and supposedly opening seals on us. And I was doing videos on my larger channel at the time that was talking about, this delusion has to end at some point. So at this point, listening to her today, her delusion has evolved to the point to where now she's just an angel. She's not Jesus now. She's not God, but she's an angel. Where she does not understand that an angel is a never born. Like a demon. A demon is a never born. Ipso facto, Shanny can't be a demon and she can't be an angel because both are a never born. But once again, these extremely religious people know very little about religion.
I don't want to be in this constant, defense mode where I'm, lashing out at others. I don't want to be that.
But why does she lash out? She doesn't get what she wants, how she wants, when she wants. In this way, she's just like Leticia. It's just Leticia sadly looks better, and I'm not a Leticia fan.
What did he do? He kicked my son in the head several times and in the stomach.
Head several times and in the stomach. You see how on day 2 we get more of an embellishment.
Zachary's got bruising. Bastard.
Well, I'm going to pause it here because I can see that a lot of chat is starting to bail on Shanny, and it does get old and repetitious because, I'll modify my presentation and shorten it up a bit. And we'll go ahead and get to her today's. Because in all reality, she is sickening. Seriously. In a way, I'm kind of glad Leticia had her moment today because, this gets sickening for me. My kitty's knocked you guys over. Just take one second. Because they always are walking behind you. What are you doing? It's not perfect straight, but okay, now let's go. Or today, yes.
Well, since I don't have anyone to love me right now.
Oh, this is the last one. Okay.
So.
Come on, Shanny, get to it. I actually put it up 3 minutes, and she's still umming.
I gotta wait tomorrow to get that bail posted, because... Okay, so here's it is.
Oh, yeah, Hagen.
Here's the stipulations. Okay, so it's 10%.
Now she's trying to bail Rev out.
So that's 500. I have the 500 G's right here. So I got $500.
She's got 500 in her hand.
The only thing is, the person who posts the bail needs to have a fucking job. So,
uh-oh. She got the $500 hustling. She conned someone else out of that money, no doubt.
I gotta wait. Because it's not going to be me posting the bail. It's going to be the G-Man, so... One step at a time. Fuck.
So they scammed $500. And he's now going to get Rev out. That same guy a few days ago that she wanted nothing to do with again. And our kids talked, and as she will say in this one, they talked again, and they're all okay with it.
Okay, so we're going to do that.
And in reality, it just shows they'll say anything just to shut her up.
But that's good, because, G-Man could have, his time talking to Jason and, have him figure out how to do this stuff, because,
G-Man had to go through this stuff too. You know, he had anger issues too, and rage issues too, and got in trouble for that shit before. So like he can handle this shit like a little bit more than me, man. But like, I gotta wait, and I don't want to wait, but I gotta wait.
Don't want to wait.
I'm gonna be patient, and I'm gonna wait.
Wait. You see this cookie. Go wait. Go wait. I'm sleeping. Don't wake me up.
But man, I tell you, I am hungry. I need some food. I need some food. Look at this. You see this shirt? Look, this is how freaking skinny I've gotten. This is technically Jason's shirt, the Jesus Save shirt. You've seen him in it, but I can fit in it now. So I'm like, holy shit, I can fit in a medium shirt. It fills it out, but still, it's a medium shirt.
I don't believe it. You're saying.
To get him mental help. That's what. To get him put in a facility where it will help him. So. Gotta wait. Plus, it was a request from his uncle. That's not my money. That's his uncle's money. He wants me to bail him out, so whatever. I'm doing.
Lie. His uncle would just bail him out then. Because his uncle has a job. His uncle owns property. See, that's something in the community. If it was a retired person, he wouldn't have to have a job. He would just have to be a taxpayer in the community, give property taxes. So she is lying where this money is coming from.
It's a family thing. We're family. Fuck. Like, people forgot what it means to be in a family anymore. People forgot what it is to support people through their struggles and their mental health problems. Like, seriously, if it wasn't Jason help support me during...
Now, you notice her tongue slipped. It wasn't for Jason. I mean, you heard it. She slipped right there. If it wasn't for Jason supporting me.
My fucking little violent streak. And forgiving me for my little violent streak.
Now, you see this whole violent streak? That was to cover. She meant financially. Now, this was her, once again, this is her catching herself in a mistake and trying to deflect it.
So.
Because she was talking about money beforehand. Now we're talking emotionally.
I owe him one. So I'm gonna do that.
She owes him one.
No. So, like...
Not what's best for my kids.
Like, I realize what needs to be done when someone goes into, like, this violent, like... brains. It's so interesting, too, when you, like, get into that like, mindset where you think it's okay to take violence out on others. I know, but it's also on the request of my son, so should I ignore their request?
They're older teenagers now. Now, at the beginning of her YouTube career, they were younger teenagers. And they're really both screwed up. One of them is autistic. And the other has a behavior problem. But I can't remember the exacts of it.
To get him help. You know, so, like, they're teenagers. So they get it. They get what's going on. You know, because they had to go through it with their mama. Because I got so angry at the world that I took it out on someone, and it wasn't a good thing that I took it out on someone, you know, but I did. You know, there's been a couple
how she puts it.
periods in my life where I've been violent. And
Now, she wouldn't say she hit her children. I took it out on someone. Someone. She beat the crap out of her kids, but she won't say it.
you know, I needed mercy and grace and understanding with that, because it wasn't really me. It was like my mental attitude. It was me thinking that if I lashed out, if I reacted in such a way, it would take the pain away, it would take the trauma away, and it doesn't. It doesn't. Violence is not the way, guys.
Now, you notice that, why is she telling us that violence isn't the way? We're not the one that supposedly kicked her son in the head several times and in the stomach several times, as the story evolved.
So, I had to go through therapy for that, to get myself fixed, in my head, for experience that, but...
Remember this, she's fixed.
It's very common for people who have my mental illness, borderline personality disorder, that explosive frickin' anger. It's very common with Jason.
Okay. I am diagnosed with borderline personality disorder. It took them 3 years to find it. Why? I don't go around acting like that. Nope. That's why it took them 3 years of therapy to find it, because just because you have the disorder, it doesn't mean you have to act on a feeling.
Mental disorder, schizoaffective disorder, especially when you're going through a medication change, so I understand that. I'm looking at things in a...
And you see how she just dismisses that? He's got a schizoaffective disorder, and he was on a medication. And this is what this whole preaching at you about violence has been about, and once again, nobody here threw a single punchy, and no one here kicked at your beloved young son that seems to be troubled, but other than, the fact that you were his mother, they seem to be fine children. It's just they have to deal with the damage that you caused. Now, you notice in the beginning, the kids were with whatever she wanted. And on day 2, whatever she wanted. Day 3, whatever she wanted. And now here on day 4, it's all better, and the kids are fine with it because it's whatever she wants. And this is what she does, and this is why her Rev fights, is because she wants Rev to be the kids, because she has broken the children to where it's just whatever you want, so there won't be arguments.
Totally different way than other people, in a totally different frequency. I'm looking at things in a mature way, man. It's just how I am. I'm gonna do what I feel is right, not what is bad. So things are gonna get better. I know that things are gonna get better, but at the same time, we have this time where we're gonna be separated, and we can focus on ourselves and our well-being. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on my career on Twitch and just make that fucking money. Just let it roll through.
Now, listener, I'm going to make money on Twitch, and I'm just going to let that money roll through. I'm not watching the bitch on Twitch. And the money ain't going to roll on Twitch. She's going to sit on her ass, play video games, and she's going to sell drugs.
And
remember that weight loss she talked about? Roger was born But Roger was not born fucking yesterday. I've seen every grifter and street hustler and swindler there is. And my bottom line is, you're getting nothing from me, period. And shut up, get out of my face, grifter, and go away.
Hopefully my financial status will improve to a really good thing. And I don't know if people understand, I was motivated before this event happened. I was wow, I'm seeing hope finally, because I was I really got into a really fucking bad depression, because I lost a lot. The last few years, I've lost so.
Now, here we go. In 96 hours, she goes from, I'm destroyed, to where I'm an empowered, strong woman with $500 for the bail for my boyfriend that beat my child. You notice she doesn't put it that way. Now, we're going to end this here on listening to her, because, I'm not going to listen to any more of this strong, truthfully Tricia talk. Truthfully Tricia's at least easier on the eyes. But, Shanny's lost the plot. Shanny never had the plot. Shanny will always do whatever enables Shanny. Shanny needs someone around her to tell Shanny how great she is. She can't live without that. Because once again, she's one of these severely narcissistic individuals. That's why she manipulates with her bipolar in the way that she does. Well, good night, let it go. But, hopefully, things will improve and the law will get thrown at them. Oh, Blake's never. No, they don't. They go through this their entire life. What they do then is, like Shanny, when her children get into relationships, she'll be over that shoulder, the mother-in-law. You see, she will all of a sudden take a different role, and she will go from the mother to the mother-in-law. And she will destroy these boys' relationships. The best thing for the boys is once they're 18 to move far beyond her reach. That's the best for them. But once again, their entire lives, she has basically trained them to be her enabler. And when my father died, my mother wanted me to move in with her. I laughed in her face. I did too. Fuck that. And I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I did. I think that was my response. I was laughing in her face and saying, fuck that. Because that's what my mother wanted, was an enabler. She got mad too. She got over it over time. But I laughed I usually didn't do that, laughing in my mother's face, but that day I did. That was, fuck no. Today, that was, hell no. But that's what those kids need to do. Oh yeah, I remember, God damn, I'm an asshole. Another one of these typical times where she was trying this, I lifted my shirt up and I was staring at my navel. And she was going on with her manipulation. And I just sit with my shirt up and staring at my navel. And she said, what are you doing? And I'm checking and the cords are no longer attached. And then I turned around and left. That pissed her off too. things that were high on the pissed mom off category. Yes, think about it. Those are two times, and that one didn't require much. But I mean, that entire time where she's trying to manipulate me, and like I said, I just pull my shirt up like this and look down at my navel as she's talking. And like I say, I was just waiting for her to ask what, and that was my answer. I mean, the cord is no longer attached. And I go off with my life. But damn, I made her mad on that one too. Because, see, they would cuss at me. Every name in the book. But for supposed Southern values, that's where I learned to speak cuntish words at. And as a child, I would humiliate my parents. And they would just go off and leave me alone, which generally was better for me. And that's why Shanny's children just agree with her. Whatever. Well, actually, Blake, it actually turned, I'm actually very good at raising creatures, including children. And the Brian and Ashley had their children down at Granny's. Actually, two of their children, their two youngest children, I taught them to walk while I was just there in my spare time. I'm not kidding you. And I taught them both to talk. And the little girl, Nevaeh, it was funny because I had a little song that I would sing that would always get her to sleep when no one else could. And she had her husband pick up the baby one day. And she's like, I can't get her to stop crying. And she just looks at him all exasperated and says, sing the damn song! And I died fucking laughing. Because it did. I mean, even her. I mean, she would sing an imitation of the song that I would sing, and the baby would go right to sleep. And I mean, Brian was sitting there, can't get the baby, and she just blurted out, just screamed right in his face, sing the damn song. Oh, but that it's this thing of working through the problems. Now, once again, this Brian is just as much a piece of shit as Jason. And this Ashley was almost as much a piece of shit as Shanny. And they had 3 kids that they used to grift with. They got everyone for money, including me. And they stole from everyone, including me. But it eventually ran out on them. No, Blake's, this is the fucked up part. On this same property, there were 2 couples. And all of them were named Brian and Ashley. That got confusing as hell. Because you had Brian A and Brian B, and you had Ashley A and Ashley B. So, there was a lot of times where we were having to use people's middle names. In this case, we were talking about Ashley Bernice. Well, Blake's, I have to agree, is, after Mother died, I met a Ashlyn, and it was just as you described. Actually, that's a whole nother story. I haven't even gone into YouTube because, I mean, the girl kind of grossed me out. Be honest with you. She was pretty. Not sexy, gorgeous. She was cute. But I'll go into it sometimes, You know how we have certain stories for YouTube? I'm not like Chantal where I'll just make them up, but I will save this one for Roger's story time. Now, see, when I do YouTube, I'll force a little extra enthusiasm because I should. But when I do this story time, you're going to see me grossed out. And that's kind of why we're not going into it right now, because she grossed me out. She did. I mean, usually it's supposed to be the other way around of the guy grossing the girl out, but no, the cute girl definitely grossed me out. But her name was Ashlyn. Ew. And I mean, you see that crawls? I mean, that's my PTSD. With my PTSD, it gives me perfect recall. You know, like I was just there, and yeah, I mean, it's just, ew. So that's what I'm saying. It'll make an interesting story time. I might do that on Halloween. The funny thing is that's the only thing that's really creeped me out in my memory. So I'm going to leave everyone with that tease. We're at near 2 minutes and 20, well, almost 2.5 hours. But yeah, I'm going to get, well, you're going to wait for a while on that one, because I keep that in the back of my mind. I didn't even tell my last 2 girlfriends about her. And it's not because I was, quote, hiding her. It's just because I didn't want to tell this story. Really, I'm serious. My last 2 girlfriends, I didn't tell anything about Ashlyn about. And it wasn't because I was hiding Ashlyn for any reason. It was because this story, like I said, ugh. And with that, I'm going to get off here because I can't think after this because it creeps me the fuck out. Now I'm out of here, and you'll see me around soon. I'm laughing now.